Hey everyone, welcome back to The Explainer. Today we're diving into something absolutely mind-blowing. The body's ultimate transit network, the circulatory system. Think about it for a sec. You have billions of cells, right? And they all need precise, on-time deliveries from a network of vessels so incredibly vast that if you laid them end to end, they'd literally wrap around the Earth more than twice. I mean, no way, right? So how exactly does the body pull off this logistical miracle, and how has evolution perfected the design over time? Well, we're about to find out.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for today. We're going to start with the biological highway to get our core mechanics straight, and then trace the route that blood actually takes. After that, we'll look at two distinct evolutionary designs, Model 1, the fish, and Model 2, the mammal. Finally, we'll wrap it all up with the double advantage to see exactly why our own mammalian system got the ultimate biological upgrade.
All right, Section 1, the biological highway defining the system. So, by definition, the circulatory system is a system of blood vessels with a pump and valves to ensure the one-way flow of blood. Basically, it needs those three core things to function: the vessels to carry the cargo, the pump to drive it forward, and the valves to keep it all moving in just one direction without losing a single drop.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how perfectly these anatomical terms match up with our transit metaphor. The muscular heart is our central pump. Then, the arteries, those are your high-pressure expressways shooting cargo out to the body. Next, we have the capillaries, which act like those narrow, local drop-off roads where the actual cellular deliveries happen. The veins, those are the return routes bringing the empty trucks back. And finally, the valves act as traffic controllers, literally preventing anyone from driving the wrong way down the highway.
Moving on to Section 2, the route, following a drop of blood.
This whole process happens in three distinct phases. Step 1. The heart aggressively contracts, forcefully launching blood right into the arteries at incredibly high pressure. Step 2. Those large arteries become arterioles, splitting off into sprawling capillary networks where everything suddenly slows down. And Step 3. With the deliveries made, those capillaries merge back into venules, leading into the veins to return to the heart, picking up a little bit of speed for the trip home. I really want to linger on these capillaries for a second, because this is where the pressure falls and blood slows down to facilitate the exchange of substances between blood and cells. If blood just rushed past at highway speeds, your tissues wouldn't have the crucial time they need to grab oxygen or offload their carbon dioxide waste. The blood fundamentally has to slow down to make this delicate exchange happen.
But you know, that deliberate, massive drop in pressure creates a real mechanical issue for the journey home. I mean, how does the blood get all the way back up to the heart when it's lost its momentum? Well, that is exactly why valves are present in veins and within the heart to ensure blood only flows in one direction. They act as physical checkpoints. As the low-pressure blood gets nudged slightly forward, the valve just snaps shut right behind it. No backward flow allowed.
Okay, let's look at Section 3, Model 1, the fish, exploring single circulation.
2. That giant number right there is the number of chambers in a fish's remarkably stripped-down heart. Just one atrium to collect the returning blood, and one single ventricle to shoot it right back out. Pretty simple, right?
And this setup creates what biologists call a single circulation system. By definition, blood moves through the heart exactly once for each complete circulation of the body. The ventricle pumps blood straight out to the gills to grab some oxygen. From there, it flows directly from the gills to all the other parts of the body, dropping off that oxygen as it goes. Finally, it travels back through the veins, which, just like ours, have valves, entering the atrium so the whole cycle can restart.
So the crucial point is, this design has a pretty major flaw. Blood loses pressure and slows down in the gill capillaries, but still has to travel to all other organs. Think about that for a second. After a massive loss of momentum at the gills, it still has to somehow drag itself to the rest of the entire body before it can get repressurized at the heart. It's kind of like a delivery truck literally running out of gas halfway through its route.
Which brings us to Section 4, Model 2, the mammal, the double circulation.
Let's move to and see how this builds when we compare single circulation in fish versus double circulation in mammals. We're looking at an incredible evolutionary leap here. Mammals basically found a workaround for that pressure drop in the lungs by creating a highly efficient, separated two-part system.
In a double circulation system, blood passes through the heart twice for each complete circulation of the body. And this dual-pass, super-efficient engine, it's exactly what is actively beating inside your own chest right now as you watch this explainer.
Let's break down how this dual loop actually works in action. First, the right side receives deoxygenated blood returning from the body. Then, that same right side pumps it over to the lungs to pick up fresh oxygen and release carbon dioxide. Now, instead of trying to weakly push that newly oxygenated blood directly out to the rest of the body, like the fish does, the oxygenated blood returns back to the left side of the heart. It's a strategic handoff. Finally, the powerful left side contracts, sending that oxygen-rich blood forcefully out to all your body tissues.
And that leads perfectly into Section 5, the double advantage, why the upgrade matters.
So just like we saw in the fish, mammalian blood completely loses its pressure as it squeezes through those narrow lung capillaries to grab vital oxygen. But here's the absolute game changer. The second passage restores the pressure. By returning to the heart a second time, the powerful left side gives the blood a massive, forceful kick, repressurizing it for the long journey out to your distant organs.
And this brilliantly illustrates the big picture. Looking at this table, single circulation in the fish features one passage per cycle and is highly inefficient because it loses pressure at the gills. But double circulation in mammals? It features two distinct passages per cycle, making it wildly efficient because high pressure is completely restored for those distant tissues. It's literally the perfect biological upgrade.
Your heart pumps twice per cycle to maintain pressure. But how many times has it beaten just while watching this explainer? Seriously, think about that for a second. It's a brilliantly designed, tirelessly efficient machine distributing oxygen to every single cell in your body, and it never, ever takes a break. The ultimate biological highway just keeps on moving. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and keep on learning.